What's up, everyone, and welcome to News Snapshot. You know when you're watching your favorite show and boom, they write off the main character. What happens? Does the show just tank, or do the side characters suddenly get their moment to shine? Well, believe it or not, that's exactly what's happening in the NBA right now. Yeah, it's a question every fan dreads, right? What happens to your team when its biggest star gets injured? It's like everything just falls apart. Everyone else on the team has to look in the mirror and ask, okay, who are we now? And today, we're going to dive into a crazy story where this exact nightmare scenario hit not one, but two of the best teams in the entire league at the same time. So here's what we've got on tap. We'll start with how these superstars went down. Then, we'll look at the wild game that happened right after. We're going to check out what the fans were saying, and of course, put a spotlight on the guys who stepped up big time. We'll even track one player's journey from a rookie deal to getting paid, and then we'll pull it all together at the end. All right, let's get into it. We're talking about two absolute powerhouses in the NBA, the Milwaukee Bucks and the Boston Celtics. Both of these teams are thinking championship, nothing less. But then, almost overnight, they both walk into the exact same crisis. And I mean, this is just brutal. For the Bucks, they lose their franchise player, Giannis Antetokounmpo, the Greek freak. At the same time, the Celtics lose their guy, Jason Tatum. Look, for teams at this level, this isn't just losing one player. It's like losing your entire identity. Their whole game plan, everything they do revolves around these two superstars. And for Boston, the situation is especially rough. I mean, they had massive expectations this season. But Tatum's injury, a torn Achilles, that's season-ending. It's over. And on top of that, they're already trying to figure things out with a new point guard and a new center. So after years of being one of the top dogs, the Celtics are suddenly considered underdogs, just like that. So you've got these two rivals, both reeling from losing their best player. And what happens next? Of course, the schedule pits them against each other. It's the perfect storm, the starless Bucks versus the starless Celtics. This game suddenly became more than just a game. It was a test, a huge test, to see who has the better team when the superstars aren't there to save them. Okay, so let's check out the final score, and it wasn't even close. The Bucks took it 116-101, but the score doesn't even tell the whole story. Look at the shooting percentages. The Bucks were on fire, hitting over 58% of their shots. Boston, oof, they couldn't buy a bucket, shooting under 39%. And then look at the assists. Milwaukee had 10 more. That tells you one team was playing together and the other one was just kind of lost out there. So how did the Bucks do it? Well, first up, Kuzma. He just went into complete beast mode, dropping 31 points. And get this, he barely missed. He shot 13 for 17, only missed 4 shots the whole night. That is just a massive, massive game from a guy who knew, hey, somebody's got to score, and he took over. And it wasn't just him. Bobby Portis came off the bench and was somehow even more efficient. 27 points on 11 for 13 shooting. He only missed 2 shots. 2. When your backup guys are playing that perfectly, you're just so tough to beat. It almost doesn't matter who's out. But it wasn't just about scoring, right? This is what really shows the team effort. Kevin Porter Jr. did a little bit of everything. He put up a triple-double, 18 points, 10 boards, and a whopping 13 assists. He was the guy making everything happen, the engine for the offense. It just proves that even without Giannis, these guys can play some beautiful team basketball. Okay, so again, this crazy with these wild performances, the internet had to be buzzing. So we dove into the Reddit threads to see what the fans were saying after this one. And on the Celtics side, yeah, it was pretty painful. This one comment about Sam Hauser, who went 0 for 10 from the field, really just says it all. Sam Hauser has caused me incredible pain. I think every Celtics fan felt that one. Just a brutal night for them. But for the Bucks fans, it was a totally different story. Just pure shock and awe. Like this user who said, 24-30 shooting for Kuzma and Portis? Good God, man. I mean, seriously, that's not real life. That's video game numbers. Just an absolutely legendary performance from those two. And I think this one is my favorite. It perfectly captures how Kuzma and Portis played. Combined for 58 points and 0 assists. That's the Lord's basketball right there. It's hilarious, right? But it's also true. They were not out there to pass the ball. Their job was to score. And man, did they deliver. What a stat line. So this brings up a great question. How did these guys get so good? I mean, a performance like this doesn't just happen by accident. These guys have been putting in the work for years, just waiting for a shot. So let's shine a spotlight on them, starting with the guy who was running the whole show, Kevin Porter Jr. So that amazing game he had, it wasn't a fluke. The guy has been insanely efficient all season long. His true shooting percentage is a career-high 81.2%. Let me repeat that, 81%. That number is just, it's almost hard to believe. It basically means that every time he shoots the ball, he's being hyper-efficient for his team. And if you're not super familiar with true shooting, here's a quick breakdown. It's basically an advanced stat that measures how good a player is at scoring, period. It looks at their two-pointers, their three-pointers, and their free throws all together. To put it in perspective, the league average is usually around 58%. KPJ is at 81.2%. He is just on another planet this season. All right, let's switch gears to our other hero from that game, Bobby Portis. And his story is about so much more than just one great night. It's a journey. It's a story about betting on yourself year after year and finally getting that big payoff. His entire career has been about grinding it out. Check out his financial journey. He started back in 2015 on a simple rookie contract, making about $1.7 million a year. Then, in 2019, he took a gamble on a one-year prove-it deal. And it paid off. He landed in Milwaukee, found a home, and signed deal after deal, with his salary now up to around $14.5 million a year. That's a serious come-up. And here's the final number, the payoff for all that work. By the time his current deal is done, Bobby Portis will have earned over $78 million in his career. $78 million! That's just incredible. It's the perfect example of what happens when you keep working and stay ready for your opportunity. So, okay, we've seen the game, we've read the fan comments, we've heard the backstories, so what's the big takeaway from all of this? What does this one crazy game tell us? Well, after a game like that, you saw people online half-jokingly asking this question. So, are the Bucks actually better without their superstar? And the answer is, of course not. Come on, no team is better without their best player. But this whole thing reveals something way more important. You've probably heard the saying that adversity doesn't build character, it reveals it. Well, losing your superstar is about as big an adversity as you can get. And for the Bucks, it revealed that they had a ton of character, talent, and guys who were ready to step up, just waiting in the wings. It just goes to show you, behind every big star, there's a whole crew of hungry players just waiting for their moment. So it got us thinking, and we want to ask you, who is the most underrated player on your favorite team? Drop their name in the comments below. We'd love to hear it. That's all for today here at News Snapshot. If you like this breakdown, do us a favor and hit that like button, share it with a friend, and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. We'll see you then.